Hello?
I was like, are you going to do it?
No. No, no, no.
What's that chair up there for? Is that for the photographer?
I have no clue.
Robert!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2019 Melbourne Fitness Show. We're about to get underway with a Sunday afternoon's Pacific Invitational. And we're ready to get underway. Bar is loaded now. The first lift of the day, Jane Marshall at 95 kilos. Give her a round of applause as she comes out here. So this afternoon's session features our invitational events. We have some of the best lifters competing for you today from around Australia across different age categories, bodyweight classes, from New Zealand, Australia, China. So a number of different lifters. First lifter is Jane Marshall, 95 kg. Nice opening attempt for Jane. And the referee's going to reward her with 3 white lights. Okay, next lifter we've got is Femi Ayegan. All right, in the 53 kilo category, we've got Femi Ayegan. So Femi's opening attempt of 105 kilo squat is double body weight for Femi, bar loaded. And you wouldn't believe, but Femi's 57 years old. She's squatting double body weight, and this is a world record on the opening lift, so give her a round of applause. Come on. She's a local. She's here from Melbourne. She's from Melbourne, sorry. And the opening lift of 105 will be a world record. In the 55 to 59 age category. That's a good lift, 3 white lights. Good lift there by Femi. Okay, the next lifter, my girl Jeremiah, is at 110 kilos. 110. Jace, how old is she? Bar is loaded. From 57-year-old Femi Ayegan, we now have 14-year-old Margot Jeremiah. She's from Nauru. Bar is loaded for her. This is 110 kilos and only 14 years of age. Give her a round of applause as she steps onto the platform. Oh, easy lift. She's warming up out here. That's a good lift. 3 white lights. 218 kilo goes onto the bar next. So we have, this session features, I think, 12 lifters. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 9 lifters in the squats. And we've got 3 girls and 6 guys to come. So the first of our males to take to the platform will be Brody Cochran with 218 kilos. A very well-rounded lifter. Really competitive across all 3 lifts. First lift will be a 218 squat. That's 218 kilos, mind you. Goodbye, Liz Craven. Bar is not loaded yet. Okay, bar is loaded, so give a round of applause. This is the opening lift, 218. Nice opening attempt. He takes a very wide stance on the squat. He scores himself 3 white lights, so good lift. $235 on the bar next for David James of Melbourne University. Bar loaded, bar loaded. Okay, David opening attempt here. 235. Whoa. David, elbows. David, elbows. The clock keeps running. All right, give him a round of applause. So lifters aren't allowed to wear elbow sleeves, but David wears them in the warm-ups to keep his elbows warm and safe. So he's been told to throw them off. The clock keeps running. He's got a minute to make the lift. He's got 30 seconds left, so plenty of time, Dave. Excellent lift. Looks very good. 3 white lights. So a small distraction proves to be of no issue, and he makes the lift. Okay, we're loading the bar for another 10 kilos. This is Kane Cullen. Kane will be followed by Lunga, Frank, Allen. That'll conclude the round of lifting. So Kane Cullen, 245. Bars loaded, bars loaded. Nice opening attempt for Kane. 245 is a good lift. 3 white lights. Langer Olsen Wharton now, 270. We've got 270 going on the bar now for Langer Olsen Wharton. So 270 kilos now, Langer Olsen Wharton. He's competing from Nauru, small country of 10,000. A number of which are here this weekend lifting. Bar loaded. Bar loaded for Langer Olsen Wharton. Langer is an amazing bench presser And he's going to come out for a big bench later on, but for now he's got 270 kilos on the bar for his opening attempt in the squat. Oh, wow. He absolutely demolishes a 270 kilo squat. And it's a good lift. Yes, 3 white lights. Looking forward to seeing more kilos on the bar in the coming attempts. Frank Tarsi now, 280 kilos, representing New Zealand. Frank, the enormous lifter, weighed in at 167 kilos body weight. Opening attempt of 280 kilos. 280 opening attempt. Bars loaded now, 280 kilos. Big Frank Tarsi, 280 kgs. Really nice lift. And it's going to be 3 white lights. Good lift for Frank with 280 kgs. Our next lifter is Al Tamaki. Al's opening attempt is 300. Initially, his opening attempt was in at 295. But they've made a change and they've increased his opener to 300, which can only mean one thing. He's feeling good. And they want more kgs. So the first attempt for Mr. Al Tamaki of Nauru will be 300 kilos. Bar is loaded for Al. Let's give him a round of applause. This is 300 kilos in the opening lift. Nice opening attempt. And it's a clean bill for the entire group of lifters. Not a single lifter missing an opening squat. We now start the second round. First off will be Jane Marshall at 103 kilos. $103 for Jane Marshall. Bars loaded for Jane. She was successful at 95. She's now taken 103. Jane will be followed by Femi, My Girl, Brody, and David James. What an awesome attempt. And it's a good lift at 103 for Jane. Next lifter is Femi Egan. This is 113. And this too will be a new world record as she set the world record in the opening lift of 105. She's going to better that now by another 8 kilos. So, bar is loaded. Give her a round of applause. She's 57 years of age. So, in her age and 53 kilo weight class, this will be a world record for world powerlifting. Only 50 kilos of body weight. This is 113, so well over double body weight on the squat. Awesome fight there. 3 white lights. That's another world record for Femi. She's pumped with that. There might even be more kilos on the bar in the next lift. And I absolutely love the contrast. We just saw 57-year-old Femi, and now we're going to have 14-year-old my girl, Jeremiah of Nauru. She weighs in at 80 kilos body weight. Bar is loaded. Let's give her a round of applause. She's only 14 years of age. She's stepping onto this platform, having a go. And not just having a go, she's killing it. 120 kilos on the bar. This is the Pacific Invitational here at the Melbourne Fitness Show. Hosted by Powerlifting Australia and World Powerlifting. And no issues there. It's another good lift. Okay, we've got 230 going on the bar now. That's 5 reds. It's kind of 6 reds if you count the little red. So this is 230 kilos for Brodie Cochran. 12 kilo increase from the opening lift. Our spotter's working hard to load the bar to the right weight and right rack height for our lifter. Going to pull the pin out of that. And the bar is loaded for Brodie Cochran as he comes out here for the second lift, 230. That's a great lift. And it's going to be white light, so it's a good lift there for Brodie Cochran. You'll notice that there are 3 referees adjudicating the lift. Each of the referees makes a decision as to whether or not the lift was a good lift. And the results displayed on the screen to the left of the platform. 2 white lights or 2 red lights is it's the majority rules, and it will tell us what the result is. Bar loaded now for David James, 250 kilos. So in order for a lift to be valid, 2 out of 3 referees need to give it the white light. And if it's 2 red lights, or 3 red lights, it's considered a no lift. We haven't seen a single missed lift yet, so all the lifters have made all their lifts. Nice looking lift by Dave. And it's a three white light. So DJ's on 2 out of 2 with a 250 squat. David is a multi-time Australian champion in Powerlifting Australia. And he's lifting really well today already. The next bar load is 262. Huge lift. Kane Cullen. Bar is loaded for Kane Cullen. Second attempt, 262. Give him a round of applause as he comes out of here. And it's just a little heavy. The spotters did a great job of catching that weight real quick. Give him a round of applause as he comes out off the platform there. Unfortunately, no lift for Kane. Each lifter is given 3 attempts. So Kane was successful at 245 and now missed 262. He does have one more chance to make another lift to add to his total. And he'll likely take the same weight again and have another go, make a small adjustment, and see if he can actually make a 262 kilo lift. Our next lifter, Langer Olsen-Wharton. Absolute smoke show in the opening lift, bar loaded at 270. We've now got 280 kilos on the bar. Bar loaded for Langer Olsen-Wharton. Our lifters are being kept safe by the spotting crew we've got on the platform there. An elite spotting crew, might I add. Oh, easy lift. And lots of speed on that, and it's going to be a good lift, yes. White lights. Langer Olsen-Wharton, 280 kilos. 2 lifts left in this round. Has got Frank Tarsi of New Zealand, adding 14 kilos to the opening lift. You'll notice that the squat racks that we're using, provided to us by Samtech, one of our major sponsors, has this option of being racks in. So the uprights are angled inwards. This is an option lifters can choose, and it means that they're able to take a grip that's wider than normal. They can have their hands all the way to the ends of the barbell. So their shoulders fit between the racks, and their hands are on the outside of the uprights. Bar loaded now for Frank Tarsi. You're going to see him take advantage of that racks in feature of this Samtech rack. This is a 294 kilo second attempt lift. 14 kilo increase from the opening round. Frank come in at 167 kilos body weight. Again, such a fantastic contrast. Frank Tarsi at 167 body weight. Earlier we saw Femi Ayigan at 50 kilos body weight. This is 294 on the bar. He breathes, braces. Pushes it all the way out. Oh, that's great. And the bar is back in the rack, and it's going to be 2 red lights, unfortunately. So both side referees deeming that a no lift. So that's the first example that we've seen where there was a majority rule. Our chief referee gave it a white light, but the side referees gave it a red. Most likely for depth. So the lifter needs to descend to a certain benchmark, and that is the hip crease has to be below the knee. And if the referees don't feel or didn't see that occur, it's going to be a no lift for them. It's red lights. So It's a no lift to our friend Frank Tarsi. Bar loaded now for Al Tamaki at 310 kilos. Al was successful in the opening round of 295. So this is 310 kilos. The bar is loaded, and he comes out here for a 10 kilo increase from the opening round. This is the last lift of the second round. Following this lift, we're going to have Jane Marshall, Femi Yegan, and Michael Jeremiah to start the third round. 310 kilos. Oh, really good fight. Looked like it was going to lose it a couple of times there, but he stood up. The referee's going to give it 3 white lights. It's a good lift. Great lift. So 310 kilos successful. That rounds out the second attempt in the squats. So each lifter gets 3 attempts in each discipline. We've got the squat, bench press, and deadlift. We've already completed the first 2 attempts. So the next lifter will be Jane Marshall. So in the opening round, she was successful at 95 kilos, then made 103 kilos. And we're now loading the bar to 107 kilos for Jane Marshall. This is her last squat of the day. So if she makes this lift, she adds 4 kilos to her total. Ladies and gents, you're watching the Pacific Invitational hosted by Powerlifting Australia here at the Melbourne Fitness Show. This is the third round of squats in our last session of the weekend. Let's give Jane a round of applause. The bar is loaded for Jane Marshall, 107 kilos in the 58 kilo category. That's a really good grind. You can see she's being coached by David James. He's happy, she's happy. A really good lift. It's 3 white lights. David James, the multi-talent, competing and coaching at the same time. So our lifters will generally have a coaching crew, usually 1 to 3 people that help them in the warm-up room with warm-ups, attempt selection, and obviously psychology. So each of these lifters has a support crew that helps them on the day of the competition. Our next lifter now, Femi Yegan, 115 kilos. If you've been paying attention, the bar is loaded. You'll know that this will be another world record because she's already set the world record on the previous lift. This is 115 kilos at only 50 kilos body weight. And would you believe 57 years of age? Give a round of applause for a world record attempt. Femi Yegan, come on. Come on, Femi. And just a little bit too heavy there for Femi, unfortunately. Good catch by our spotters. Thank you very much. So it's a no lift for Femi, but she does walk away with a 113 kilo squat, which is a new world record in the age and weight category that she's competing in. Our next lifter is my girl Jeremiah from Nauru. She's only 14 years of age. And this is a national record, I'm being told, for Nauru. So at sub-junior class, or youth class, sorry, the under 18s, 125 kilos on the bar. Bar is loaded. Give her a round of applause. This will be a record for Nauru. She's representing Nauru here in the Pacific Invitational. Come on. Following Ms. Jeremiah, we've got Brodie Cochran, David James, Kane Cullen. You're watching powerlifting. 3 lift, 3 discipline sports. Squat, bench press, deadlift. This is the squat section. And this is the last lift for the young lady, my girl Jeremiah, 125. It's just a little too heavy. The spotters catch it very quickly. It's back in the rack and she's safe. And it's a no lift, unfortunately, for my girl Jeremiah. So the 3 discipline strength sport, powerlifting, squat, bench press, deadlift. This is an official powerlifting competition. It's the Pacific Invitational, hosted by Powerlifting Australia. We have lifters ranging from 14 years of age up to 70 plus later this afternoon. All bodyweight classes are included, a very inclusive sport. Both bar loaded for Brodie Cochran now. He's gone 2 out of 2 so far. This is his last squat, 8 kilos up from the second lift. Oh, really good attempt. Great execution. And it's a good lift. 3 white lights for Brodie Cochran. 238 kilo squat. Our next lifter, David James, in the 105 kilo category. He's asking for 260 kilos to be loaded onto the bar. Bar is loaded for David James, 260 kgs. You'll notice Dave gets really tight under the rack, makes his upper back really stable and solid to support that load. Stands very upright, good posture, good speed, 260 kgs. David James, that's a very nice looking lift. He's pumped about it, and so he should be. It's white lights, 3 white lights in fact. It's a good lift for David. He adds another 10 kilos to his total with 260. In the same weight class, 1 kilo extra each side, 262, is Kane Cullen. Bar loaded now for Kane, 262 kilos. Only 4 squats left for this entire weekend of lifting. So let's give Kane your full attention and support as he comes out of here. If you were here 10 minutes ago, you would have seen him miss his second attempt at this weight. So we need your energy to get this lift. Come on, Kane, 262 kilos. Come on, he wants this lift. Come on, Kane. Push it out, push it out. And it's just not there today, unfortunately. So it's been no lift for Kane. He walks away with a 245 kilo squat. 262 proving too heavy. Only 3 squats left. This is 290 now for Langer Olsenwarden. Langer was successful at 270 and successful at 280. And we're now going to 290 kilos. So Langer Olsen-Warden representing Nauru, to be followed by Frank Tarsi, representing New Zealand. 290 kilos. This man is a very explosive, dynamic lifter. Bar is loaded for the beast from Nauru, Langer Olsen-Warden. Give him a round of applause as he comes out here. 290 kilos. He absolutely crushed his opener at 270. Added 10 kilos, and that was no problem. Now this is another 10 kilos again. 290 kilos as a third attempt squat. And he's happy about it. The absolute speed into the hole is phenomenal. 3 white lights, say the referees. It's a good lift for Langer Olsen-Warden at 290 kilos. Yeah, steps off the platform a little. Ginger, how about a round of applause? Great lift by Langer Olsen-Warden. Okay, about 12 minutes ago, we saw Frank Tarsi attempt a 294 kilo squat. He was given 2 red lights, so it was deemed a no lift for depth. Failed to achieve the prerequisite depth. But instead of taking the same weight of 294, he's chosen to up the weight 6 kilos to hit the 300 kilo milestone. This is 300 kilos. A monumental milestone in anybody's lifting career. The bar is loaded for Frank Tarsi, 300 kilos. Last squat of the day. Come on, Frank. A brave man to increase the lift after failing it on the last round. 6 kilos heavier, and he's pumped about it. Come on, Frank. Stands up strong, walks back really smoothly. He looks very stable. Breathes and braces. He's got to find depth. He's got it. I think that looks good to me. He stands up. The bar goes back in the rack. The referees are going to say, 2 white lights, it's a good lift. So he turns those 2 red lights into 2 white lights, and he's rewarded with a good lift at 300 kilos. The gamble pays off. He laughs as he walks into the warm-up room. He's absolutely ecstatic to hit the 300 kilo mark. And can you believe the excitement doesn't stop? We've got one last squat before we take a break. This is the last squat of the entire weekend. It's Al Tamaki taking on near 700 pounds, 315 kilos. It's every red plate we've got on the weight tree. We've run out of reds, and we've had to put a blue on top. It's 315 kilos for Al Tamaki of Nauru. We're going to have to center the bar. Oop, too far the other way. Bar is loaded. Put your hands together for the last squat of this weekend. It's Al Tamaki, 315 kilos. 315 kilos. And it's just a little heavy. The spotters catch it very quickly. And it's going to be a no lift. Put your hands together for both the lifters and the spotters. Handling 315 kilos like it's nothing. We need 20 minutes to go on the clock. 20 minutes on the clock. 20 minutes. Ladies and gents, we're going to take a 20-minute break. These athletes are going to get warmed up for the bench press. We're going to be back for the bench press in 20 minutes here at the Pacific Invitational at the Melbourne Fitness Show. We've got more world records. We've got a few additional bench-only athletes coming to the platform shortly. So take a break. We'll be back in less than 20 minutes for the bench press. We're missing a juryman. Can we start without him? So our lifters have completed the bench press, the squat, sorry. To get underway with the bench press. They've warmed up. And we've got a couple of new faces to take to the platform now that are competing as bench only. For now, 50 kilos. Bar is loaded for Jane Marshall. Good lift for Jane Marshall at 50 kilos. Same weight, same weight.
53 for Jane.
Bar is loaded, for my girl Jeremiah.
This guy coming up, John Dello, he's like literally 78. Oh, wow. He's so old.
Bar is loaded. Island time. Easy opening attempt for my girl. 3 white lights. It's a good lift. Next bar load, 70 kilos, Femi Ayegan. World record bench opener. World record bench opener. The 57-year-old is coming out here for an opening lift of 70 kilos at only 50 kilos body weight. Bar is loaded for Femi.
Looks bad as a disadvantage. I don't even get to see the win.
So following Femi Ayegan, we've got bench-only competitor John Dello, then David Jane, Brody Cochran, and Nathan Isles. Oh, huge bench press by Femi. And it's a good lift, 3 white lights.
Yeah, I'd say 74 now. I know, she's tiny thing, isn't she?
All right, ladies and gents, we're going to get underway with the man. The first of our men to take to the platform is a John Dello. John is benching 108 kilos, and he only weighs 105 kilos. Now, this is not a bad bench press at all, but it's a little bit more impressive when you know that John is 78 years old. The bar is loaded for John Dello as he comes out here. This is a world record in the opening lift for this age and weight class. So give him a round of applause. John Dello. "78 years of age, bench pressing over 100. He needs foot blocks.
clock keeps running. It's not on the sheet.
All right, John, you got 15 seconds. Come on, give him a round of applause. Let's go, John. Shoulders, come on. Awesome press. He gets a start call with 8 seconds on the clock, and it's 3 white lights. Good lifting.
John, what weight do you want? John, what weight do you want next? What weight do you want next? 115. All right, 115. We'll write it down for you. Can you write down 115 for John? 115 for John. Thanks.
All right, we're on the bar now to 130. This is for David James' opening lift. Bar is loaded, bar loaded for David James. Easy opening attempt for David James. The next lifter, Brody Cochran, 158. Bar is loaded. Brody had a great squat section, going 3 out of 3 on the squats, finishing at 238. First lift now is 158. Oh, easy.
167, yeah.
And it's a good looking lift. Press stop on the clock, please. Press stop on the clock. And we need lights. And it's 3 white lights. Good lift. Okay, ladies and gents, you're watching the bench component of the Pacific Invitational. All these guys have competed in the squat already. But we have a few bench-only competitors. One of them is the next lifter, Nathan Isles. Bar loaded, 160 kilos, competing the bench only. Really easy opening attempt. Okay, and that's a good lift, and our next lifter will be Frank Tarsi at 170 kilos. Frank squatted an enormous 300 kilos earlier, and he's looking to open at 170 kilos. Huge bench press. Bar loaded for Frank Tarsi. 3 white lights for Frank. So he's on the board. So first round of bench is very much a formality. Our next lifter is Kane Cullen at 175. Kane will be followed by AI, Langer, and then Jane Marshall to start the next round. Okay, bar loaded, 175 kilos for Kane Cullen. Nice opening lift. And it's 3 white lights. Okay, last lifter of the round, AI Tamaki. What is it? Bar loaded now, bar loaded. This is the last bench press of the first round. AI Tamaki, 180 kilos. Two more bench presses. Three white lights. And the last bench press of the round goes to Langer Olsen Wharton. Now Langer is taking on 205 kilos for his first lift. Bar is loaded for Langer Olsen Wharton at 205 kilos. Did some great squatting earlier, squatted 290 kilos in the 105 class. So at 105 kilos body weight, he's taken a 205 kilo bench opening attempt. Nice opening lift. And it's a good lift, of course. 3 white lights. Okay, so every one of our lifters is successful in the first round. So our next lifter will be Jane Marshall at 53 kilos. So the bench press is the second discipline in the sport of powerlifting, the first being the squat, the last being the deadlift. A lifter's best squat, bench press, and deadlift are summed, and that gives them a total, and the winner is the person with the biggest total. So in the bench press, the lifter lays on the back. The chief referee will give them a start signal. They bring the bar to their chest. When the referee deems the bar is stopped, they'll say press. Bar is loaded for Jane Marshall. And once the bar is back at arm's length, the bar returns to the rack. Bar's loaded, bar's loaded. For Jane Marshall. Great, great bench press at 5'3", 53 for Jane Marshall. Okay, we're going up now to 57 kilos. So the lifters get to choose the weight that they want to attempt. And you get 3 attempts. So 3 attempts to make a lift. Bar is loaded now for my girl. Coaches will often opt to take a conservative first attempt and allow that to guide them as to what type of weights they want to attempt in subsequent rounds. A very quick and powerful bench press, and it's going to be 2 white lights. Good lift. Only receiving a red light from Chief Referee Marie Soph. So the next lifter is Femi Ayegan, and the bar is loaded. We just had one of our jury members, Julian Perry, confirm with our chief referee that that lift was a valid lift, and it seems to be the case. So it's a good lift for my girl. Now we've got Femi Ayegan taking on a new world record in the bench press. I'm just going to save myself the trouble and let you know that every lift Femi does today will be a world record attempt, including this one. So 73 kilos on the bar at 57 years of age and only 50 kilos body weight. So it was a bit of a grinder, and it's going to be a no lift, 2 red lights. So downward movement on the bar, which deems it a no lift, and chief referee Marie Soph spotted that instantly. So when the bar comes off the chest, it needs to get to lockout or arm's length in one action, and at no point can the bar descend on the way up. So that's a reason for disqualification. That's the reason for the no lift for Femi Ayegan. Bar loaded now for John Dello. This is a world record attempt in the 75 age category and plus because John is 78. Give him a round of applause. 115 kilos on the bar. That's a really nice bench press, actually. And it's a good lift. 3 white lights. Great work by John. Awesome bench pressing. Okay, David James up next with 135. So David made his first bench press of 130 kilos look like lightweight. And he's opting a 5 kilo increase to 135. Bar is loaded for David. David is one of the head coaches at Melbourne University Powerlifting Club. And coached many of the athletes that have competed this weekend. He's now competing here in the Pacific Invitational. Went 3 out of 3 on the squats, finishing at 260 kilos. He now has 135 kilos as his second attempt in the bench. easy attempt. Looked like an opener in itself. No slower than the first. It's 3 white lights. So a good lift by David Jane.
Can you spruce? Yeah.
Cool. How much are they?
$30 each. Do you want anything while I go to the toilet?
Okay, next load is 167 kilos. This is for Nathan Isles. Nathan competing in the 120 class technically, but usually a 105 it seems. He's taken a 167 kilo bench, weighed in at only 107. Bar loaded now for Nathan. Give him a round of applause. Second attempt bench press. Competing in the bench press only. So no squats or deadlifts today. Now we also have a number of t-shirts on sale. If you look to the right of the platform, we're selling our Powerlifting Australia t-shirts. So get yourselves a Fitness Show shirt to commemorate this weekend. For now, we've got 167. And that's going to be a no lift for beating the press signal, I think. There was no press signal, was there, Marie? No. Okay, so that's a no lift. So 167 is not going to be added to the score sheet for Nathan. He's stuck on 160, which was his opener. And they've put in 190. Possibly a meme. Bar loaded now for Brody Cochran, who was successful at 158. What a smoke show. Absolutely creamed a 168 bench. Will we see 3 red plates on the next attempt? Quite possibly, I think, because that was a very good lift. He could go to 175. Now we've got 4 lifts left in this round. First of those will be Frank Tarsi, 180 kilos. Bar loaded at 180 kilos for Frank Tarsi. He'll be followed by AI Tamaki, Kane Cullen, Langer, Olsen, Wharton. Representing New Zealand. Awesome push. And it's a white light attempt. Good lift at 180 kilos. Cool. Next bar load is 190 kilos for AI Tamaki. Bar is loaded at 190 kilos. Now, I've just been informed that a lost phone has been handed into the table over here. So if you've lost the phone, tap your pockets now if you're not sure. And if you can't find it, it might be on this table over here. So come collect it if it's yours. If not, we're selling it on eBay. Straight to the bin. In the bin. In the bin. All right, 190 kilos. So AI was successful in the first round at 180, and now we've got 190. That was a great press. And it's a good lift. 3 white lights for AI. 190 is the bar load for Kane Cullen. Bar loaded for Kane. 15 kilo increase from the first attempt. Bar loaded, bar loaded. Awesome press. And the referees like it as well. It's 3 white lights for a Kane Cullen at 190 kilos. Awesome pressing. So last bench of the second round goes to Langer Olsen Wharton again. It's 212 kilos. Bar is loaded with 212. A little too heavy there. Unfortunately, that's a no lift for Langer at 212. Okay, start of the third round now. Oop, not deadlift 1. We're going to bench press 3. This is Jane Marshall, 155. Oh, that is way better. Thank you, Alana. Bar is loaded now. So Jane Marshall's last bench, 55 kilos. Big bench at only 58 kilo body weight. To be followed by my girl, Femi, John, and David. Yeah, I'll try to actually. Yeah. Apparently, it might be in Melbourne. There's some movies, yeah. That'd be amazing. It was gonna be, but it might not be now. That'd be cool. Yeah, bad luck there. Just a little too heavy there for Jane. Those extra couple of kilos can absolutely punish you on the bench press. Oh man, 1 kilo is so much. Okay, if you've lost the phone, we might have it. So if you've lost the phone, head to the table. No one's picked up the phone, have they? But for now, 60 kilos on the bar for my girl. Bar is loaded. Now, this young lady's only 14 years of age. This is her last bench press, so give her a round of applause. Come on. 60 kilos on the bar. Yeah, great bench pressing. And she's happy. It's white lights. Good lifting at 60 kilos. Okay, Femi missed 73 kilos in the last round, and she's out to make another go at this. 73 kilos again. So a world record in the 53 kilo weight class in the 55 to 59 years of age division. Bar is loaded for Femi Ayegan. 73 kilos. She missed this in the last round, but very narrowly, only for some downward movement. So let's give a round of applause if we want to see her make this lift at 73. Come on. Let's go, Femi. Come on, Femi, you can do it. Come on, hold it. What a fight that was. Good lift. 2 white lights. She got 73, adds 3 kilos to the total. More importantly, she extends her bench press world record. And speaking about bench press world records, we have 78-year-old John Dello with a 117 kilo bench press. We're setting up the blocks for him. And the bar is loaded for John Dello, 117 kilos. John's 78 years of age. This is a world record. Give him a round of applause. Come on, John.
Masters, yeah.
Come on. Oh, awesome press. And it's a good lift. 3 white lights. Excellent lifting. Okay, we have 140 kilos left for David James. Bar is loaded. 3rd attempt for David. David's best bench press is up towards 160, but has been nursing some shoulder issues, so some conservative pressing today. Nevertheless, 140 kilos is a challenging weight, so we want to see him make this lift and go 6 out of 6 into the deadlifts. Clinical lifting, very good lift. And yes, good lift. 3 white lights for DJ at 140 kilos. Our next lifter is Brody Cochran, 175. And Brody's only in the 94 kilo class, so even lighter again is Brody Cochran at 175. Bar loaded. So Brody made 158, 168, and he's now at 175. He also went 3 out of 3 on the squats, so he's having a great day, it seems. And with this lift, we'll give him a 6 out of 6 subtotal. Oh, great push. And that was awesome. There was probably more there. Yeah, it's a good lift. Yeah, 3 white lights. Good lift. Okay, next bar load is 184 for Frank Tarsi. Bar loaded for Frank at 184. Followed by Nathan, AI, Kane, and Langer. It's just a little too heavy for Frank, so that's going to be a no lift, unfortunately. Okay, our next lifter is Nathan Isles. Nathan made a good lift at 160. A technicality saw him fail a 167, but he's now taken a 19 kilo increase to 186 kilos. So a monstrous jump in weight. Bar is loaded despite a failed lift, so he's going to need a bit of support if he wants to make this. No, the bar is not loaded. Stop the clock. Apologies. Stop the clock. We're having a wipe down, and we're going to start again. Bar is loaded now. Give him a round of applause. 186 kilos for a third attempt bench press. So 19 kilos over what his second attempt was. Is a big jump in weight, and it's a big bench press. Yeah, touch too heavy, I think. We're going to load the bar now to 195 kilos for AI Tamaki, to be followed by Kane and Langer Olsen Wharton. So the last 3 bench presses of the entire weekend. $195 bar loaded for AI Tamaki. Yeah, a little too heavy as well. So the last few lifters, Frank, Nathan, AI, failing on, well, simply on strength, to be honest. Weights just being a little heavy. But we've got 2 lifters left. The first of those is Kane Cullen. Bar is loaded. He's taking the same weight as AI did, but at 15 kilos lighter. So Kane at only 105 is benching 195 as a third attempt. 5 kilos up from his second round lift of 190 kilos. That's a good grind. He's got it. No, unfortunately, a little too heavy. Just that right side coming down. So he walks away with 190, a very, very strong bench press. But misses the third attempt, unfortunately. Okay, next bar load. Last bench press of the weekend is 212 kilos. Now, Langer Olsen-Warden missed this in the second round. The bar is loaded for him at 212 kilos. He needs a bit of support if he wants to make this lift. It's the heaviest bench we've seen today. Let's give him a round of applause. Langer Olsen-Warden at 212 kilos.
Let's go.
And yeah, just too heavy there once again. So it's going to be a no lift. So the last 5 lifters all missing on strength, unfortunately. We're going to take a 20-minute break before the deadlift start. You're watching the Pacific Invitational here at the Melbourne Fitness Show, hosted by Powerlifting Australia. We'll be back in 20 minutes for the deadlifts to round out this weekend's fantastic lifting. Okay, we got 110 kilos on the bar, about a minute from getting underway. We are going to watch the deadlifts of the Pacific Invitational. Our first lifter will be Jane Marshall at 110 kilos. Oh, it's my girl, my mistake. It's my girl, then Jane Marshall, then Femi Ayegan. Yes, my girl's first. Apologies. One thing I didn't do earlier is introduce our referees, technical officials. So I want to do that now quickly. Left referee from Chengdu. No, my girl. Not yet. My girl. Whoa. Not yet. Off the platform. No, definitely not. No, I definitely didn't get called. Off the platform. Confusion everywhere. All right, start again. Bar's loaded now. Okay, bar's loaded for my girl. Give her a round of applause as she comes out here. God damn, that was easy. Okay, 132 is going on the bar next. I'm going to say that was a good lift. Beautiful. All right, okay, 3 white lights. Okay, quickly introducing our referees. So left referee from Chengdu, China, Yichen Zhu. Right referee from Sydney, Australia, John Tran. And chief referee from Dunedin, New Zealand, Marie Soph. Okay, so we've got 3 international level referees. This is the Pacific Invitational, an international level meet. The bar is now loaded for Jane Marshall at 132 kilos. Give her a round of applause as she comes out here for her first deadlift. Come on. Great opening attempt. Stop the clock, please. That's okay, Tyson, thank you. And we're going to see the lights from our referees. 3 white lights, good lift. Okay, next lifter, Femi Ayegan. It's 153. This is triple body weight. She only weighs 50 kilos. Nothing of her. Bar is loaded. Give her a round of applause as she comes out here.
She's stronger than you. She's 57 years old. She's half your size. Literally.
153 kilo deadlift opener. Yeah, very smooth opening attempt. Wow. 3 white lights. Great lift. Next bar load is 220 kilos for Langer Olsen Wharton. $220 kilos. Bar loaded for Langer Olsen Wharton at 220 kilos. Easy opening attempt of 220 for Langer Olsen Wharton. Okay, next load is 225 for AI Tamaki. So the first round of deadlifts, very much a formality for these guys. 4 red plates. Bar is loaded for AI Tamaki at 225.
You haven't lost it? That's a lie.
And it's a good looking lift. There's 3 white lights for AI Tamaki at 225. That brings him up to a 725 kilo total with a first lift. We've now got 245 kilos. This is for Frank Tassi. Bar is loaded. Bar loaded.
Yeah, so do I, yeah.
Easy weight. Easy weight. White lights. 245. Okay, next bar load is Kane Cullen at 260 kilos. Bar loaded now for Kane. This is 260. Oh, easy weights. Great lift for Kane Cullen. Okay, same weight. So bar loaded for David James at 260 kilos. And a great opening attempt for David James. No problem there. Now our next lifter is Lee Wisby. Lee's competing in the deadlift only, so he hasn't done squat and bench. Bar loaded, and once again, it's the same weight. So bar loaded at 260. That's a great looking opening attempt for Lee. Pretty smooth. Referees like it, and it's 3 white lights. So 1 lift left in the first round. It goes to Brody Cochran at 273, 602 pounds. Brody has had a fantastic day of lifting. Squatted 238 kilos and also bench pressed 175 kilos. Bar is loaded for Brody Cochran, 273. Awesome opening lift at 273. Makes lightweight of that opening lift. So he's on 429 Wilks already with the opening lift. That's a 686 total. Awesome work. Okay, second round, my girl Jeremiah, 125. She'll be followed by Jane Marshall and Femi Ayegan. Bar is loaded now, 125. Awesome deadlift by the 14-year-old. And it's a good lift, 3 white lights. Next lifter is Jane Marshall. She's pumping herself up, ready for this 140 kilo second attempt lift. Bar is loaded for Jane, 140 kilos. Awesome fight there by Jane. Yeah, good lifting at 140 kilos. So another good lift added to the scoreboard. She's on a 300 kilo total with that lift. Okay, would you believe the next lift is going to be 160 kilos, and it'll be by 57-year-old Femi Ayegan at only 50 kilos body weight. Bar is loaded for Femi. This is a world record in the deadlift, ladies and gents. Put your hands together as she comes out here for a world record attempt in the Masters in the 50 kilo class. 50 kilos body weight. 160 kilos on the bar. Oh, awesome, awesome deadlifting there by Femi. White lights there. Is it really? It would be, yeah. Okay, we've now got Langer Olsen-Wharton of Nauru taking 230 kilos. Bar loaded for Langer. 230 on the bar. Easy opening attempt for Mr. Olsen-Wharton. Next up is AI Tamaki at 235 kilos, to be followed by Frank Tarsi and Kane Cullen. Bar is loaded for AI Tamaki, 235 kilos. So this is the second round of deadlifts here at the Pacific Invitational.
Happiness.
Okay, awesome lifting. That's white lights there for AI Tamaki. Next lifter is going to be Frank Tarsi of New Zealand. He's had a great day lifting so far. Made technically two squats, but he made his third squat of 300 kilos, made 2 benches. He's coming out here for a 20 kilo increase on the deadlift. Bar loaded now for Frank at 265 kilos. Easy once again for Frank. And yes, white lights it is. So good lift at 265. Next lifter is Kane Cullen at 280 kilos. So 280 kilos for Kane Cullen. Bar is loaded for Kane Cullen, 280. It was a good lift in the opening round with 260.
Go, Papa.
20 kilo increase to 280 kilos. Great attempt there at 280, and it's going to be... stop the clock, please, Tyson. There we go. Good lift, 3 white lights from all referees. So 280 kilos goes on the board, and the bar stays at the same weight. The bar is now loaded for David James at 280 kilos. So same weight, same 20 kilo increase in the same weight class, 105. Great lift by David James. And it's 3 white lights for David, so good second attempt. And would you believe, so we got the same weight again. Lee Wisby at 280 kilos. Bar is loaded for Lee. So it's a really good effort at 280, but it's going to be a no lift. 2 red lights. Just for failing to lock the lift out completely. So in order for it to be a good lift, the knees have to be straight, the shoulders have to be back. And just didn't lock that out properly. So it's going to be a no lift for Lee, unfortunately. Bar loaded now to 283. This is the heaviest deadlift of the round. Bar loaded, Brody. Yes, bar loaded at 283. Gets the shakes as the bar passes the knees, but it was a good lift. And he's got 283 to his name and 8 out of 8. So Brody Cochran, delightfully close to a 700 kilo total. He sits at 696. We've got David James at 680, Kane Cullen at 715, Frank Tarsi 745. right, ladies and gents, we're into the last round of lifts for the entire weekend. It's the third attempt deadlifts, and the first lifter is going to be my girl, Jeremiah, with a 130-kilo deadlift. Need I remind you, she's only 14 years of age, and she's about to take on a 130-kilo deadlift. She joins us from Nauru to put on a show tonight, or this afternoon. 130 kilos. Bar is now loaded. Put your hands together. This is the last lift of the entire competition for my girl, Jeremiah. Awesome attempt. And it's going to be a no lift, unfortunately, from the side referees. Bit of hitching, I think it was. So the bar can't be supported by the legs on the way through. At no point can the bar rest on the legs, which is what the issue was there. So it's a no lift. Okay, bar loaded now for Jane Marshall, 143. Come on, Jane, let's go. 143 kilo deadlift, last deadlift. What an awesome effort that was. Referee's going to say 3 white lights, good lift. Okay, our last lady for the entire weekend. We've gone through 5 sessions. And what a way to finish. It's going to be Femi Ayegan at 50 kilos body weight, pulling for a new deadlift world record at 57 years of age. The heaviest deadlift by a lady this small at 57 years of age. So she's in the 55 to 59 age category. And this lift will set a new deadlift world record and a new world record in the total. Last lift of her day. Bar is loaded for Femi Ayegan. Put your hands together. 162 kilos, well over triple body weight. What an awesome effort that was. And it's a good lift, 3 white lights. Awesome lifting by Femi all day. Yes. So she gets 449 Wilks points, 348 on the total. What a great day lifting. Okay, next lifter, Langer Olsen Warden, 235. Bar is loaded for Langer Olsen Warden. So Langer is currently leading in the 105 kilo class, but only by 10 kilos over Kane Cullen. If he makes this lift, that differential will be 15 kilos. So he needs this lift to give himself a bit of a lead over Kane. Otherwise, he opens the door to have the gold medal taken off him by Australia's Cullen. 235. His lifting has been great. The deadlifts have been easy, so well within his capacity. Easy. Okay, so that takes his total up to 730 kilos. Kane's current total is 715. So if Kane wants to catch Lange, he's going to need to pull 295 on the third attempt. Whether or not we'll see any changes yet to be known. For now, AI Tamaki at 245. Bar loaded. Bar is loaded for AI. Great lift there. And it's 3 white lights. So we've witnessed an absolutely stellar round of deadlifts. Every single lifter has made their deadlift, other than Lee Wisby's second deadlift, which he got 2 red lights for. And the same for my girl Jeremiah's third deadlift, 2 red lights. So everyone's actually lifted the bar, and we've only seen 2 fails. And let's hope that momentum continues, because we've got 5 deadlifts left. Right now, it's Frank Tarsi at 280, a 15-kilo increase from the second round of 265. Huge deadlift attempt, 280 kilos. He squatted 300 earlier. Let's see what he makes of a 280-kilo deadlift. The bar is loaded. Bar is loaded for Frank Tarsi. Put your hands together for Frank. Come on, 280 kilos. Unfortunately, he's dropped the bar before he was given the down signal. It's a no lift for Frank Tarsi. Simply couldn't hold on to that for long enough. So, yeah, no lift for Frank. Bar is loaded to the same weight. We've got the same weight on the bar. It's 280 kilos. This is Lee Wisby, who missed this in the second round. Give him a round of applause as he comes out of here. And the referee's going to say, unfortunately, once again, no lift. So just not really locking his hips through and locking his knees. You need the knees to be straight and the hips to be forward. Standing upright. So a little unlucky there for Lee. He's definitely got the strength. Just needs to clean up that lockout. All right, folks, we've got 3 lifts left. The first of which is Brody Cochran at 287. Bar is loaded. Ladies and gents, Brody's lift of 287 will give him a total of 700 kilos on the nose. So to hit the big 700 kilo landmark, let's give him a round of applause. Show him your support. Come on. Let's go, Brody. Last lift of his day. This is for a 700 kilo total. Come on, come on, come on. There it is, ladies and gents. 700 kilos to the total for Brody Cochran. And that's a 9 out of 9 day. Absolutely perfect lifting. Flawless. All right, ladies and gents, you heard me earlier mention Kane Cullen is 15 kilos behind Alanga Olsen-Warden in the 105 kilo class. And he's chosen to take a 15 kilo jump on his last deadlift. This lift will take the gold medal off Langer Olsen Warden for our Pacific Invitational event. It'll take him up to a total of 730, and at a lighter body weight, will snatch the gold medal off Nauru. Put your hands together for the Aussie, Kane Cullen, as he comes out here, bar loaded for the win at the Pacific Invitational, 295 kilos. Come on, Kane. He's 150 grams lighter than Langer Olsen, so if he makes this lift, he takes the win. Huge lift, 295. Come on, Kane. Fight it up, fight it up. And he's happy with that. He goes 3 out of 3 on the deadlifts. And we get confirmation it's a good lift. 730 kilos on the total. And first place in the 105 class. Speaking about the 105 class, our last lifter of our entire weekend here at the Melbourne Fitness Show goes to Melbourne University's David James. This lift will also give him a 700 kilo total, so 300 kilo deadlift, heaviest deadlift of the afternoon. Put your hands together for the last lift of the weekend, bar loaded for David James, 300 kilos. Come on, DJ. Come on, Deej. 300 kilos on the deadlift. Come on, Dave. You got it. You got it. No, he doesn't. Nice effort by David. Unfortunately, that's a no lift. Stellar effort. Finishes on a total of 680 kilos. Ladies and gents, that concludes the Pacific Invitational and our entire weekend. On behalf of Powerlifting Australia, we'd like to thank you for your support and attention this entire weekend.